Okay, so just coming into sitting, if you've got something to sit on, that would be good. And as always, arranging the front leg so it's parallel to the front of your mat. And then trying to bring the feet further across so the feet are underneath the knees. Flexing through the feet. And then just connect down through your sit bones. Fingertips to the earth. So taking time to settle into your body, to settle into this shape. So noticing what it feels like in your feet, how your ankles are, feeling this connection through the sit bones to the earth, balance through both sit bones, an allowance for the knees to descend, and how that affects the feet and your pelvis. Sensing the base of the spine, the tailbone drawing down. And noticing your pelvis. So trying to balance the front and back of the pelvis. As you push lightly into your fingertips, lengthening through the spine, the rib cage lifting. So you're creating space around the belly, the side waist. As you lift higher, feeling your shoulder blades sliding down your back and also apart from one another. So you're creating more space around the whole of your rib cage. So a sense of your heart being able to expand more. Being aware of the front of your body, the back of your body. As the back of the skull lifts, being aware of the sides of your body. And then becoming aware of your internal landscape. So are there any particular areas that feel from the inside kind of tight, congested? Are there areas that feel more expansive? Noticing how your breathing is this morning. Any predominant emotional state. So I read this morning and I thought how beautiful it was. All the buried seeds crack open in the dark the instant they surrender to a process they can't see. What a powerful lesson is the beginning of spring. All around us, everything small and buried surrenders to a process that none of the buried parts can see. And this innate surrender allows everything edible and fragrant to break ground into life of light that we call spring. In nature, we are quietly given countless models of how to give ourselves over to what appears dark and hopeless, but which ultimately is an awakening that is beyond all imagining. This moving through the dark into blossom is the threshold to God. As a seed buried in the earth cannot imagine itself as an orchid or a hyacinth, neither can a heart packed with hurt imagine itself loved or at peace. The courage of the seed is that once cracking, it cracks all the way. Just bringing your hand to your heart. We'll take 3 rounds of our chant. Those of you that are new, just allow the chant to wash over you. So the chant asks for us to be taken from darkness to light, from untruth to truth, from poison to nectar. The exhaling of the breath, inhaling together. Om Asatoma Sakramaya Tamasoma Jyotirgamaya Mrityona Namritamyamaya Om Asatoma Sakramaya Tamasoma Jyotirgamaya Mrityona Namritamyamaya Om Asatoma Satgamaya Tamasoma Jyotirgamaya Mrityona Namritamyamaya Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Just bowing your head to your fingertips, with honoring the start of your practice this morning. And gently lifting. Okay, coming off of whatever you're sitting on, and then just crossing the leg the opposite way. And again, extending up through the spine, so you're reaching down through both sit bones, and then hinging forwards from the hips, bringing the hands out in front of you. Staying up on your fingertips as you start to lengthen your spine. So keeping a heaviness in the back of the pelvis. And as you inhale, a sense of the front line, the underneath of the body, so from pubic bone to heart, the extending along the ground. So don't think that you need to get closer to the ground. It's more extension. How much can you extend along the ground? Shoulder blades sliding down the back. And expanding on both the front and the back of the body. And then walking the hands back towards you, uncrossing the legs, crossing them back to the original place. Again, lengthening through the spine, hinging forwards from the hips, bringing the hands forwards, lengthening through the spine. I'm just going to have a look at what you're doing. So try and slide the shoulder blades back a little bit more and spread the shoulder blades. And walking the hands back towards you. And then coming up onto the knees. And then coming over onto all fours. So spreading the fingers, rooting the shins down onto the ground. So trying to lose any gap here so that you're really plugged down. And then spreading the fingers as much as you can. And then inhale, looking forward, spread the collarbones. As you exhale, rounding through your upper back. You're traveling from the base of the spine all the way through to the crown of the head. And as you exhale, rounding, movement traveling from crown of the head back down to the base of the spine. Inhale, complete your whole inhale. Exhale as you round. Complete the whole exhale. Navel draws up towards the spine. Inhale, lengthening. Exhale, rounding. And then coming to a neutral back, move the hands forward slightly, tuck the toes under, pushing back down and facing dog. From here, bend both knees and use the hands against the earth to try and lengthen your spine a little bit more. Lift the sit bones up and then straighten both legs. And again, bend the knees, belly to thigh, lengthen your spine. Take the tailbone back and then straighten both legs. You're really pushing front of thighs to back of thighs. And one last one. Bending the knees, finding length through your spine. Spread the shoulder blades apart and then straighten both legs. Then come down onto the knees and we're going to flip over onto our backs. So if you have a strap available or a scarf or belt or something that you can use, that would be great. You'll also possibly want to either a block or a brick or a book or something if you've got something available to you. Okay. So ideally a brick, if not block. So knees are bent, underneath the hip. You're just placing the left, the brick next to your right hip. So if you have a strap, you're using the strap on the ball of the foot. So you can back the leg off a little bit so the leg becomes super straight. If you haven't got a belt, you just hold behind the thigh. Okay. So starting to become really aware of what is happening in this leg. So we tend to shorten on the right side of the body. So I want you to see if you can draw the outer hip further down, because we tend to sort of point it up as soon as we lift the leg. So can you draw the sit bone towards the end of your mat? And then as you inhale, have a sense of lifting up through the heel. As you exhale, the leg draws a little closer towards you. But it matters less how close the leg becomes, it matters more how straight your leg is. So really have a sense of pushing the front of your thigh to the back of your thigh. And then just exploring how your right leg is. Can you feel the heaviness at the top of the leg, reaching down into the ground? Can you feel a sense of spaciousness as you lift the heel up? And then as you draw the leg a little closer to you, what happens? And then from here, extending the opposite leg out now. And exactly the same actions. So you want to draw your shin towards your knee, pull your knee towards your thigh to try and engage your quad muscles. And you're pushing front of thigh to back of thigh on both legs now. So you might find that the leg has backed off a little bit in order to accommodate the other leg. As you exhale, see if you can work a little bit more strongly. Again, be aware of where your the outer hip on the right leg, what that's doing. We're going to start to take the leg out to the side now. So I want you to bend the left knee again and take the foot to the edge of your mat. So you're going to use this to counterbalance. And then if you're holding behind the thigh, you're going to bend the knee and you're going to maybe hold onto your ankle. Or if you've got flexible hamstrings, you can hold on to the big toe. If you've got a strap, you're going to hold on to the strap on the inside of the foot. So bending the knee, rotate the thigh out, and then start to allow the leg to drop out to the side, but you're also aiming it towards your shoulder end. And then straightening the leg, push front of thigh to back of thigh. So what you might notice is that all your weight has gone into the right side of your hip and the right side of your body. So to counteract that, try and turn your navel towards the left and put as much weight as you can into the left side of the body to counteract the right leg coming out to the side. And then lifting that leg up and extending both legs along the ground now. And just awareness in both legs. What does one leg feel like to the other now? Not just physically, but also energetically. And then bending both knees and working with the opposite side. Lifting, left leg up. And remember to move your grip or whatever you're using to the opposite hip. And then just checking in with that sit bone, so you want to draw it towards the contact edge of your mat. Drawing up through the heel as you inhale, as you exhale. Sense of surrendering. We use the reading, the cracking of the seed. It's like sort of, can you surrender to this opening of the back line of the leg? And you're pulling up through your shin, your knee, your quad, so the front of the leg is very active. So the back of the leg can surrender into this expanding. So I'm just going to switch up and look at you all. We'll give some questions. Okay, so Katie, can you hold whatever you're holding with both hands, so you've got symmetry with your upper body as well? Okay, straighten the opposite leg out. The right leg straightens. And now pushing front of thigh to back of thigh on both legs, which means you might have to back the left leg off a little bit to get that sense of becoming more straight. And then bend the right knee. Take the foot to the edge of the mat or sort of further out to the side. That's it. Hold the strap on the inside of your ankle. So you're going to bend that left knee. Hold the strap on the inside of the ankle. And then rotate the knee out to the side. So it's an outward rotation. That's it. And then you're going to start to extend the leg out to the side, out to the left, but you're also aiming it towards your shoulder. So bend the knee again, everyone. Bend it again. And now take the knee closer towards your shoulder, but rotate the leg out. That's it. Now hold on to the high up of the strap as you can go with the left hand. And then as you start to straighten the leg, you're taking it towards your head end. So you're trying to aim it towards the wall behind your head. Yes. And then straighten the leg, push front of thigh to back of thigh. Good. Katie, can you drop it out a little bit more? And then turn the navel towards the right. So you want to try and shift your weight into the right side of the body to counteract the leg going out to the left. Good. And then lift that leg up and straighten both legs along the ground. And again, just a sense of how does it feel in both legs now? And then rolling over onto one side, and then coming back up onto knees. Okay, hands under the shoulders. And again, you're going to push up, downward facing dog, and just be aware of whether there's any more extension available to you in your legs. So, taking, lengthening through the back first of all, bend the knees slightly, and then start to straighten both legs. And you might find that you've discovered something new in your legs now, because you have more awareness in them. It's like you've inhabited them. Try and lift the toes off the ground. So can you push down more through the balls of the feet? And then come down onto the knees. And then if you've got bricks, then use 2 bricks. If not, you're going to use hands on fingertips. Child's pose, big toes touch, sink the sit bones down onto the heels. And then start to take the fingers out. So you want to be up on your fingertips. And just as we were doing in the cross-legged pose, can you think of, rather than dropping down to the ground, can you lengthen along it? Because if you've got bricks, your hands are up on bricks. So you're feeling a heaviness, a weightiness, like roots growing into the earth from your sit bones, down onto your heels, rooting the tops of the feet down. And then it's almost as if your the roots then are expanding out along the ground. So they're traveling. Especially the whole of the spine, and then a spreading open of your shoulder blades. It's like sliding doors, sliding apart from one another. And releasing. And then see if you can recreate the same feeling that you just had in downward dog now. So again, coming back into downward dog, bend the knees for a moment, take the hamstrings out of the equation, root down through the fingers, and then try and find that same length. So you've got to draw the weight back into the sit bones, as if they were rooting on your heels, and then slide the shoulder blades apart from one another like sliding doors, and then straighten both legs. So you're expanding on both the front, the underneath of the body, and the back of the body. And then from here, you're going to bring the feet together on the center line. You're going to lift the right leg up towards the sky. Lengthen through the heel. And try and get equal balance through all 4 parts of your body here. So both arms and both legs. And then look forwards and step forwards with the right foot in between the hands. If it gets stuck, just help it along. Drop the back knee down. To soothe, just adjust this as you need to, okay? So from here, if you have bricks, you're going to use bricks, whatever height you need for your hamstrings, okay? If you haven't got equipment, just fingertips on the ground. So you're going to look forward, spread the collarbones. As you exhale, draw back. Inhale, looking forward, spread the collarbone. So root the hand. Okay, hold on a minute. We'll tuck the back toes under, lift the back knee off the ground, and now push forward through the front shin, push back through the back heel. So a really long lunge. Lift the back thigh. Now as you drop the back knee, you can aim it towards the back end of your mat. So you've got a really long sweep of either leg, from knee to knee. Okay, now root the hands onto the ground, do not move the hands. Look forward, spread the collarbones, and then as you exhale, rock back now. This is going to challenge your hamstring. Katie, do not move those hands. Inhale, look forward, spread the collarbone. Exhale, rock back. Yes, better. Inhale, forward. Exhale, back. Yeah, and then holding it back here. Try and pull the right sit bone back a little bit more. Yes, that's it. And now can you draw your sternum, your heart forwards? Shoulder blades flatten on the back of the body. This is super challenging on the hamstrings, as you're probably finding. And then look towards the foot. Is the foot doing something weird? So if you were standing on the foot at the angle that it is at the moment, would that work? So just adjusting as you can. And then coming forwards. And then rooting down through the back leg. Inhale, lifting arms up. So I want you to turn the back of the pelvis down and lift the front of the pelvis up. Okay. And then can you sink a little lower in that front leg, but turning the pelvis as much as you can. Exhale, hands to the heart. Inhale, lifting the arms up, extend. Exhale, hands to the heart. And again, inhale, lifting, extend, shoulder blades spreading. Exhale to the heart. Hands onto the ground, tuck the back toe under, and push back downward facing dog. What I love about asymmetrical poses is it really shows up the difference in one side of the body to the other. So just being aware of what doing that shape has done for your body. Then bringing the fingertips, the toes together on the center line, and then lifting the left leg up. So you're looking for both legs to be as straight as you can get them, and also the hips. There's a tendency here to flip the top hip up. So can you actually rotate the back thigh so the little toe faces the ground on that lifted leg, and then lift through the back of the heel. It's a lot more challenging. And then look forwards, and then bring that foot through in between the hands. And again, coming into that nice long lunge. So you want to push forwards through the front shin, push back through the back heel. And then you're going to drop your back knee down and aim it towards the back end of your mat. And then either hands on bricks, whatever height you might need, or on fingertips if you haven't got bricks. Look forward, spread your collarbones as if you were doing cat-cow. And then as you exhale, rock back, but don't move the hands. Inhale forwards, exhale back. Inhale forwards, exhale back. And you're also looking at, do you kick out to the side in some weird way, or is your sit bone drawing directly back? So when we have tightnesses in the leg, it can cause us to misalign all over the place. Then finally you're holding back, and then taking your hands forwards as much as you can, and trying to flatten kind of the curvature on the back. So it's like, how much can I draw my shoulder blades in? And then coming forwards. Then lifting up, so you're going to back off a little bit. Back of the pelvis goes down, front of the pelvis is the tailbone down, pubic bone up. And then lifting the arms. And then start to descend into the front leg, but turn the pelvis as you move. When you got to your lowest place, exhale, hands to the heart. Inhale, circle the arms up, extend, exhale to the heart. And again, inhale, exhale. Hands to the ground, step back again, downward facing dog. Bend the knees, take the belly towards the thighs, and then lengthen both legs. And then from here, coming down onto the knees, we're going to come into Baddha Konasana. So, soles of the feet touch, and you're bringing your sit bones towards your heels as much as possible. And I quite like using my hands behind me because it means that I can get a spreading open of my collarbones and also more length through my spine. So as you push into the feet, try and draw the outer hips in and allow the knees to descend. As you inhale, inhale up the front line of the body. So you start to expand more from the pubic bone to the heart. So what we're constantly doing is in our practice is playing with duality. So the full moon of the past few nights, which has been like so amazing. So I've been out walking in the forest, like at midnight, with all the moonbeams and like the shadows. But what it teaches us is that light has different qualities. So we have like the sunlight, which is this fierce, intense, strong light. But we have moonlight, which is no less bright than the sun. I mean, it was like sort of the whole forest was lit up. But there's like this softness to it. And this is the interplay between the feminine and the male and female, feminine, masculine. So masculine being the sun, which is this strong force. The feminine is strong, but comes from a more yielding, sensitive place. And we have both of these energies in us all the time. And release. Just hug the knees in for a moment. Okay, and then pushing back again, downward facing dog. What we're playing with constantly is going from an active place in our practice to a yielding. So it's how the balance between force and allowing a sensitive yielding to happen. And slowly walking the feet towards the hands. So Uttanasana, forward bend. If you have your bricks, you can bring your hands up on your bricks. Okay. If not, then you might want to bring just the hands to the ground. Okay, let's try something different. Bend the knees, everyone, and see if you can drape your belly or the front of your body down over your thighs. Okay, that's it. Fingertips to the earth, so you might need some of you bend a little bit more. And then from here, rather than sitting, can you start to lift the sit bones up more? You're challenging what's happening in the top end of your hamstring. As you turn the pelvis up, it's like it's lifting up this way. And then can you allow your spine to descend? So the element that's linked with the moon is water. So almost feeling like your spine is cascading like a waterfall down over your legs. Better. And now, without losing that connection with your torso and the top of your legs, can you start to straighten your legs? So how much can you go with pushing front of thigh to back of thigh to completely straighten the leg? But then as much as you can, keeping this sense of connection with your body. It's hard. And then bringing hands onto the hips. You're going to really activate the leg, push into the feet, and then lift up. Yeah. And then just sort of shake out a little bit. Good. And then we're going to bring the hands to the heart. So we're going to do a Chandra Namaskar, so an honoring of the moon. So whereas the fire, Agni, and the sun encourages us to change, it helps us to evolve. If you have too much fire, you're going to burn out. So if you think of the lives that we were living before all of this coronavirus, like how many of you felt you were burning out? Whereas the soma, the light from the moon, is a nourishing, resting, kind of at peace energy. But the shadow side of this is complacency, that you can just get stuck in not doing very much. So we need to, again, balance both. So, an honoring of the moon and her intuitive qualities. Inhale, circle the arms, open them up, extend up through the arms. As you exhale, open the arms wide, releasing down. Inhale, coming up halfway, so hands onto shins if you need to. Exhale, step back, right foot deep lunge, drop the back knee. Inhale, circle the arms, open and up, extend. Exhale, step back into plank. So now strong body. Take the belly towards the heart. Take the tailbone towards the heels. Fire up the back of the legs and push against the earth. Nicola, drop the, Now lift the backs of the thighs, Nicola. So imagine pushing into a wall with your heels, everyone. And then drop down onto your knees and lower to the ground. Inhale, lengthen and rise. As you rise, take your shoulders up in your ears, take them back and down, like a big shoulder shrug. And again, shoulders up, back and down, and release. Tuck the toes under, push back, downward facing dog. And then looking forward, stepping forward with the right foot in between the hands. Drop the back knee. Inhale, lifting up, extending the arms. Exhale to the front of your mat, forward bend. Inhale, rising up. It's like you are honoring the full moon above you. Exhale to the heart. And again, breathing in, rising up. Extend. Exhale, fold down. Inhale, halfway lift. Extend your spine. Exhale, step back with the left foot, deep lunge. Drop the back knee. Inhale, arms rise. Exhale, back into plank. Inhale, hold here. Exhale to ground. Inhale, lengthening, rising, lifting up, rolling the shoulders. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, left foot steps forward, drop the back knee. Inhale, arms rise, extend. Exhale, step forward, forward bend. Breathing in, lifting up. Exhale to the heart. So just take a couple of breaths here in Tadasana. We're going to do one more round. We're going to see if we can become a little bit more fluid with the movement and linking the movement with our breathing. So when we link the mind, root the mind onto our breathing and into our body, it starts to become more settled, more calm. So it's a very easy way to drop down away from kind of the activity, the fuzziness of the mind. So, finding your breathing pattern. And then allowing the breath, your breath, to lead the movement, not the other way around. Okay. Ready? Breathing in, lifting up. Breathing out, folding down, forward bend. Breathing in, lifting up halfway. Breathing out, right foot steps back, drop the back knee. Inhale, arms rise. Breathing out into plank. Breathing in here, breathing out to the ground. Breathing in, Cobra, Bhujangasana. Breathing out, downward facing dog. Breathing in, right foot steps forwards. Breathing out, drop the back knee. Breathing in, arms rise up. Breathing out, stepping forwards, forward bend. Breathing in, lifting up. Breathing out to your heart. And again. Breathing in, rising. Breathing out, folding down. Breathing in, halfway. Breathing out, left foot step back, lunge, drop the back knee. Inhale, rising. Breathing out into plank. Take one breath here as you inhale. Exhale to the earth. Inhale, rising up. Exhale, downward dog. Inhale, left foot steps forwards. Drop the back knee as you exhale. Inhale, arms rise. Exhale to the front of your mat. Inhale, lifting up. Exhale to your heart. Again, just stand in Tadasana for a moment. Being aware of your whole body. So sensing both feet on the ground. You might want to lift your toes and spread across the balls of the feet like you're opening a fan. Can you fan out from big toe all the way through to the middle toe? And then replace the toes. Noticing where your weight is. Is it towards the heels, towards the toes? So just adjusting so you find balance. Balance between the left foot and the right foot. So the full moon was in Libra this week, which is the zodiac sign that encourages balance. The balance in our lives, balance in ourselves. Can you pull up through shins, knees, quads like you were doing when you were lying on the ground? Noticing where your pelvis is. You think of the pelvic bowl, so this is the home of the moon. And then lifting up your ribcage away from the pelvis, shoulder blades sliding down the back and spreading the palm. Noticing left side and right side of the body. And whether there's a symmetry there or one side feels different to the other side. And then opening the eyes if the eyes have been closed, you're going to step the feet apart. And then turning the right foot out Slightly turn the left foot in. If you have a brick, you might want to grab that. Okay, I'm going to move back. You might want to just shuffle towards the back end of your mat a little bit. Okay, so triangle, Trikonasana. So from here, you're going to open the arms wide, extending from the heart center through to the fingertips, this line of energy that comes out. And then you're going to start to lean out as if you wanted to reach the wall in front of you. At the same time, you're pulling this front sit bone back. So exactly the same action that we were doing when we were on the knees, going backwards and forwards. This front sit bone draws back. You're pulling up through the shin, the knee, the quad on that, on quads on that front leg as you lean out. To see how far you can lean out. And at the same time, push down strongly through the back foot. This is your anchor. This back leg is your anchor. So how much can you extend? And then either resting the hand onto the leg or onto your brick. And then try and refine the pose a little bit more as you lengthen and then turn your heart towards the sky. Lifting the top arm up. And extending again from the heart through to the fingertips. And then from here, we're going to transition into half moon pose, Ardha Chandrasana. So releasing the back hand down, you're going to look towards the ground, bend the front knee, you're going to move the brick forwards at the little toe, hop up onto the back foot, and then lift the back leg up. And now can you start to straighten both legs? Can you lift the back of the top thigh up and really activate that leg? So it's like you're pushing into a wall with that back foot, which will help to stabilize this top leg. Make the bottom leg super strong. And then if you're able to lift the top arm up. And then turn the heart towards the sky. And if you can, transition back through Trikonasana. And then lifting all the way up. Yay! Okay. Moving, if you're using a brick, to the opposite side. Okay, and then shuffling towards the other end of your mat. So opening the legs wide. So we're working strongly with using both, so the moon teaches us duality. So we need the strength of the sun. We need that energy, that go-getting energy, in order to get into these two standing poses, which are quite fiery poses. But once we're in them, it's like how soft and yielding and reflective can you become without losing the stability. Okay? So turning now the opposite leg out. So left leg turns out, and then back foot turns in slightly, open the arms wide. So there's a sense here that you want to rotate the front thigh out. So your knee tracks in line with your toes. Yes. And then also imagining that somebody, or maybe yourself, in fact you could try this, bring your hands onto your glutes, onto your buttocks, and just gently push your sit bones in. And notice what happens on the inner groins here. So you get a sense of expansion, like we had in Baddha Konasana, with the soles of the feet together. And then as you start to lean out over the front leg, you're pulling that front sit bone back. So this front leg is super long and working really hard. The back leg is an anchor. But as you lean out more and more and more, just allow the arm to drop down. So this, you're not reaching for anything, because as soon as we reach, we kind of scrunch up on the other side of the body. So I want you to get this nice long length, and then just allow the arm to rest wherever it's resting. Okay. And then from here, the top arm lifts, and you're extending out from the heart through to the fingertips. And keep drawing the sit bones in towards the pelvis. And then look down towards the ground. Back hand can release for a moment. And then bending the front knee. So if you've got your brick, you're taking your brick forwards of your little toe, slightly out to the left side. Okay? If you haven't got a brick, then you have to have the fingertips to the ground. Okay? And then you're lifting up. Trying to straighten the standing leg. And then finally lifting the top arm up. And then from here, trying to suck both sit bones in towards the pelvis again. And then can you transition back into Trikonasana? And lifting all the way up. Good. And then just stepping forwards. Good. Okay. From here, we're going to come down towards the ground. If you have something you can sit on, whether it's a block or a blanket or a cushion, that would be good. And you're going to sit up on the block, lengthening both legs out. Okay, so staff pose, Dandasana. Same thing with the legs, you're pulling up through the shins, the knees, the quads. These are fully engaged on the front line of the body. The back line of the body is relaxing. And then lengthening through the spine, so as you push into the fingertips. Spine lengthens, shoulder blades forward, and back of the skull lifts. Then opening the legs slightly. You're going to bend your right leg stays straight. You're going to bend the left knee. And then you're going to draw the sole of the foot in against the thigh and allow the knee to drop down. If this is lifting, you might need to put kind of a brick or cushion or something underneath this knee to help. And then turning your navel towards the right. If you have your strap, you can use your strap. So we're looking at how much length can we get in our spine. And as we've been practicing through the whole class, you're leading with your heart to maintain this length through the underside of the body. So think less, can I get down to my leg? And more, can I expand along my leg? And this is it's a journey. And for some, some of us are further sort of at the beginning of our journey on this. Some of us are sort of meandering a little bit further along the path. But the thing to remember is the journey never ends. So even if you were to lay yourself completely down over your leg, there are many other things then that you have to learn about. So the most important thing here is that the back is long. If you have your strap, pull that and a sense of your lower tips of your shoulder blades drawing in towards the back of your heart. And releasing. Straightening both legs out. And then the opposite side, so taking the feet slightly wider, bending the right leg, bringing the sole of the foot in against the thigh. And then using your strap. So you're turning your navel slightly to the left. You're lifting lengthening the spine and lower tips of your shoulder blades drawing in. It's like they want to draw through the body to meet your collarbone. And then you maintain that as you start to lengthen. It's like you want to take your heart beyond your foot. Have a look at you. Zoe, take the sternum forwards more and lift. Better. And Nicola, retract. So you're doing great with your back, but try and retract your chin a bit. Yes. So you lead with the heart, not the head. And Mark, draw the lower tips of the shoulder blades in more. Zoe, I can see your head, which looks as if it's in the right position. I don't know what the legs are doing. Michelle, drop the chin slightly. Katie, can you push front of thigh to back of thigh a little bit more? Yes, it's a struggle, huh? You look like you got long legs. Okay, and release. Okay, so we're going to dive in a little bit deeper. We're going to open the legs wide now to the edge of the mat. And the left leg's going to bend, and you're going to bring the foot back in again. Okay? But now, if you look at the angle that you've got, can you draw this left knee back so it creates more of it's more parallel to the front of your mat? So obviously it's dependent on your flexibility as to how far back you're going to get that. Okay. You have a look like that. And then you're using your strap. Just have it close by. You're going to wrap it around the foot and just let it hang down by the side of the leg to begin with. You're going to lift the arms up, straighten the arms. Be aware of where your lower ribs are. Lift the front of the pelvis up. Drop the tailbone down. And then, like we were doing in Trikonasana, you're going to slightly turn the navel towards the left, and then you're going to drop the right arm and actually drop the left hand, bring it onto your the top of your thigh and just help root that down. And now can you start to lengthen out over your leg? So the right arm is traveling beyond the right foot. And then you can either rest the arm and the elbow down onto the ground, okay, or if you have a brick handy or a block, you can rest the elbow on a block if you can't quite get to the ground. Now you're holding on to your strap. And now can you turn your heart more towards that you want to rotate navel and heart towards the sky. And then you can slide, take the hand, the left arm out, you can slice it over by the ear, and then try and rotate the whole of your body to face the sky. And for some of you, you might be able to find that you can come lower down towards the foot. It's quite a long way. So you're extending on the whole left side of your body. Keep the engagement of the right leg. Notice where you're breathing in. And release. I can hear your groans from here. And then stretch both legs down. Okay. And then you're going to bend the right leg. Bring that in. But what I'm going to do is turn this way round on this side so you can see. My left leg is extending. And then I'm trying to, rather than have this knee sort of on this angle, I'm trying to pull it back. Okay. And then strap, just resting here. And then from here, I'm lifting arms up, drawing tailbone down, sit bones are rooting, and then I'm turning slightly away from the extended leg. And then the arm reaches out, so the back hand can rest on the thigh, the right hand resting on the thigh, and you're leaning out, out, out over the leg. So kind of like you're doing with Trikonasana. Reaching beyond the foot, and then you can reach for your strap or your big toe. And then you're releasing the elbow down. And then you've got a little bit of leverage here against the leg to try and spin the navel and the heart towards the thigh. And then the arm slides over the ear and extend. And can you turn the heart now more? Keep turning, turning, turning. And releasing. Well done. Now we're going to finish with a little bit of a back bend and then a twist. So bending the knees. I'm going to come onto the ground. So if you can touch the backs of your heels with your fingertips. And then feet are underneath the hips. Turn the pelvis towards the heart. So you're just rocking the pelvis to begin with. As you exhale, turn the pelvis the opposite way. So, not that you can see anything with my dark top on, but there's, if I put my hand there, there's a gap. There's like inhale and flattening my back, and there's like exhale and rounding my lower back. So the important thing to think about is as you inhale and lift up into the back bend, you want to lengthen your lower back. So you want to have this tilting up action of the pelvis. So now as you breathe in, you're going to tilt the pelvis towards the heart, push into the feet, lifting up, take the arms over the head. As you exhale, slowly lowering down. And again, tilt the pelvis towards the heart, push into the feet, lifting up, extend. And exhale, slowly lower. And again, tilt the pelvis, lifting. Exhale to lower. And one last one. Inhale, tilt the pelvis, lifting up. Extend the arms back. And try and push into the feet to lift the pelvis a little higher. So the more you can activate the feet, the more the pelvis will lift. It's almost like you're dragging the heels towards you, which will help to engage your glutes, which will help you to lift up. And release down. And then if you do have a brick or a block, quite handy to put in between the knees. You're going to open your arms out wide. And you're going to lift your pelvis and take it as far over to the left as you can and drop it back down. Then draw the knees into your heart and drop over towards the right. And now can you turn your rib cage in order to facilitate the spine turning. So each exhalation allows you to turn a little bit more. This is this surrendering of the moon, the sense of knowing our inner strength, of having time to heal, to repair, to reflect. That's a big quality of the moon, is reflection, inner reflection. And then drawing the knees up. So just center the body again. And then to bring the feet onto the ground, make sure your body's straight. And then lifting the pelvis, taking it as far over to the right as you can this time. You're shunting the pelvis over to the right and draw the knees in towards the heart and take the knees over to the left. Arms out, extending from the heart to the fingertips. And now this allowance for the rib cage to turn. So Nicola, you might find if you take your knees to the ground and allow the right shoulder to lift off the ground. Is it the right shoulder? Yes, yes. Now turn from the rib cage to try and, that is what's going to bring that shoulder down for you. So can you straighten that arm a little bit more? Yes. And release. And then just hug the knees in towards you. And taking a deep breath in, and as you breathe out, pull the nose towards the knees. And just hold the breath out momentarily. Being completely still. And again, exhale. And release. Okay, then we're going to set ourselves up for a Shavasana. So, lying on the ground, just taking your hand underneath the back of your skull, making your hand under your skull. And then you're going to use your thumbs along the sides of your neck to lengthen. So it's like you're trying to pull your head away from your shoulders. And then just slide the hands out as you lay the head gently on the earth. And then bring one hand across your body and find your shoulder blade and draw your shoulder blade down the back. Lengthen that arm out. And then see if you can maneuver the other shoulder in the same way without disturbing the shoulder you've already released. And then sliding the hands down a little bit further away from the hip. Back of the pelvis is long. And then just lengthening one leg out without disturbing the symmetry of the pelvis, and then the other leg. And releasing into the earth. I'm finding it amusing that on my advertising when you saying the sound of the forest, you think, yeah, all you can hear is my partner doing DIY. I'm trying to turn that off. So just allowing your exhalation to help you to release into the embrace of Mother Earth. So feeling held, feeling secure, feeling nourished. Starting to deepen your breath. Feeling the ebb and flow of your breath. So you inhale and exhale. As you gently come to, is a reading from the same book that I read before, the Book of Awakening from Mark Nepo. When my friend Kim came upon me, I was weeping. She asked if I was okay. I told her it was only the waters of life splashing up my shore. Later that day, I found her near tears and checked in with her, and she said, "The river's now in me." We looked into each other and realized that we all share the same river. It flows beneath us and through us, from one dry heart to the next. We share the same river. It makes the earth one living thing. When you're ready, just bring movement to fingers, to toes, to wrists and ankles. And bending one knee and the next. Gather the knees in towards you. You may want to rock slightly or just go straight onto your right side. And then when you're ready, making your way up. Just taking a moment to offer deep gratitude, body, for your practice this morning. Thank you very much. Namaste.
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 Okay.
Thank you.
So, my pleasure. Just a reminder, there is a class on Monday if you want to join. And hopefully see you next week. Have a good Easter, this strange Easter.
Bye.